Papoose, you have my lawyer's information. If you can't afford to retain a lawyer, since your lawyer that the number you gave us has not been retained yet, I told you I'll pay for it. If somebody over there that loves you wants to pay for it, great. That will make me happy. Everything is signed and ready to go. I don't want nothing. I'm not even asking for child support. My daughter's school, her babysitter, her nanny, her gymnastics, her swimming, her dancing, her healthcare, her all of that, I take care of it like I've always done. I don't need anything.
I just like to express this one thing. All these girls be like, thank you to my man. And I want to say, to my hands, thank you to my hands. To my hands, thank you to my hands. Listen, for me knowing how to fight and me training hard, I make millions of dollars just from beating people up. So, to my hands, thank you to my hands. To my hands, thank you to my hands.
1 hour. That is the gap between Remy Ma posting and Claressa Shields replying every single time. Welcome back to Tea with Stella. Let's get into it. So here is what has people talking. It really looks like Claressa Shields might be keeping tabs on Remy Ma's Instagram through a burner account. And I know that sounds like a big claim, but stay with me because the signs line up way too perfectly to ignore. Let's set the scene. Claressa was out treating her sister to a full shopping spree, making it very public. And with the Maserati Bud situation still fresh in everyone's mind, the timing already felt loud. Then she drops a whole photo shoot and casually mentions she sent some private pictures to Papoose. Now think about that for a second. Why would you need to announce that unless you wanted people to assume something is missing physically in that relationship right now? That detail alone raised eyebrows. No spin needed. It reads exactly how it reads. And then about 6 hours later, plot twist. Remy posts her own photo shoot, clean in Balenciaga. Caption says Remin with an orange emoji and a chocolate bar emoji paired with the song Machine Gun. Every choice intentional.
That's why I said I love him. I love having his support. You know what I'm saying? His support is like very, very different from what I've had in the past, and how he speaks to me and stuff is very different. There you go. We deserve each other.
And then right on schedule, 1 hour later, Claressa fires back a full staged photo set in what looks like an empty house. Soundtrack, Cameo's Candy. Caption starts with a chocolate bar emoji, throws in a life-size doll reference, and even mentions T.I. spelled wrong. 1 hour, not 6 hours, not the next day. 1 hour, if you're watching this closely, just own it. That is not coincidence. That is a reaction. And once you line both posts up side by side, the pattern becomes impossible to deny. Now let's talk numbers, because this is where it gets really interesting. Remy posted with zero help from the shade room or neighborhood talk. No big repost. And she still pulled in 20,000 likes and nearly 300,000 views. Completely organic. Claressa posts an hour later and her content does hit the shade room. Extra exposure, extra push. And after all of that boost, she only gained about 2,000 more likes than Remy. That is the part that really tells the story. Remy is winning effortlessly. Claressa is working overtime for a smaller result. And meanwhile, her and Papoose keep talking about bots and fake likes and sponsored bloggers. But that energy feels like projection because the numbers in real time are saying something completely different.
I ain't gonna lie. I've been finding this hook for a long time now. Real shit. Like, naturally just fire. Just naturally just, really just tea. It's like not even having to try. Put on a t-shirt, put on some jeans, put on some shoes, and I just been like, eating them down.
Now, here's where things get a little messy. Under Clarissa's post, a comment appears, allegedly from Papoose, saying, "I love those pictures, baby." And Claressa replies almost instantly, "Of course you love my pics the most. You got the special ones earlier." Blushing emoji, heart emoji, then love you, kiss emoji, and look, nobody asked for that level of detail. This wasn't a private moment. This was a full public performance. And the timing was suspicious too, because Papoose hadn't really been active around that period. A lot of people online started wondering if Claressa was replying to her own comment from his account. The whole exchange felt less like genuine affection and more like, look how solid we are. Please believe us.
Claressa Shields is a very good example of how you can literally hand a man over. Take that hoe. Here, take him. You can literally let a woman have a man, and she will spend the rest of her relationship being obsessed with you because she has become obsessed with the idea of being chosen over you. So now it has turned into a strange obsession for you because she can't figure out why you're so at ease by walking away from a man that she is so madly in love with. And the only thing that'll give her an ego boost, a high from the fact that he chose her, is if she can get under your skin.
And honey, the comment section did not hold back at all. If you took even a few minutes to scroll through that Shade Room post, you could immediately see the tone of the conversation. The reactions were coming from all directions, and what stood out the most was how many people seemed to be reaching the same conclusion. These weren't just content creators, bloggers, or people looking for attention. These were everyday social media users sharing their honest opinions, and many of them felt that the situation was starting to look uncomfortable rather than convincing. One of the most liked comments described the behavior as desperate, and that sentiment appeared repeatedly throughout the discussion. Another user pointed out that everyone already knows who she's involved with, questioning why there seemed to be a constant need to remind the public every chance she got. Others felt the response itself was unnecessarily detailed, arguing that nobody had asked for that level of explanation in the first place. Instead of clearing things up, many viewers felt it only created more questions and more skepticism. A comment that gained significant attention suggested that the entire exchange felt so unnatural that it almost looked like someone was responding to their own posts. Whether people genuinely believed that or were simply being sarcastic, the fact that so many users were making similar jokes showed where public opinion was heading. The criticism wasn't necessarily based on one specific post or one specific statement. It was more about the overall pattern that people believed they were seeing. To many observers, the repeated responses, public explanations, and constant engagement with criticism were beginning to create an impression that felt overly calculated. What made the situation even more interesting was that the criticism wasn't directed at just one person. Papoose also found himself facing increased scrutiny. Many people referenced his previous interviews, particularly the conversation on Vlad TV, and argued that their perception of him had changed dramatically over time. Some commenters claimed they had once viewed him as a loyal and respected figure, but now felt differently after watching how events had unfolded publicly. Others went even further, suggesting that the image many fans had built of him over the years no longer matched what they were seeing now. And here's a detail that really stood out to me. There was a rumored joint birthday party, 70s theme, supposedly happening on March 28th. It is now April 4th. No update, no post, no footage, nothing. And that is strange because Claressa documents her life online is basically a daily diary. Every outfit, every moment, every little win, she shows it all. So when something this big just disappears with zero explanation, that silence speaks louder than any caption ever could. So here's what it really comes down to. Papooses' divorce still isn't finalized. He is legally still someone else's husband. And yet we are seeing constant public proof, constant captions, constant comment exchanges, all designed to convince an audience that everything is locked in and unshakable. But ask yourself this: if a relationship is genuinely solid, why does it need this much convincing? Why does every move have to be broadcast, timed, and matched against someone else's post? That kind of behavior doesn't usually come from confidence. It usually comes from needing other people to believe something you're not fully sure of yourself. So let's recap the receipts real quick. A 1 hour reply gap every single time, a suspicious comment exchange that looked like a conversation with herself, and a birthday party that just quietly vanished. That is your tea for today. Tea with Stella, served hot, served honest. Now I want to know, who do you think is really playing it smart here? Is this competition or is this obsession? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you're new here, subscribe, hit the bell, and don't miss what's coming next. Tea with Stella, always watching, always spilling. See you in the next one.